In a world that often subtly instructs women to seek permission and prioritize others' expectations, a powerful alternative is presented: a life led by one's own ambitions and definitions of success. This book confronts the ingrained habits of apology and the tendency to minimize one's own dreams that many women develop from a young age. It argues that from childhood, girls are frequently socialized to derive their value from how well they please others and fit into predefined roles, such as being a supportive partner or a devoted mother, rather than being encouraged to chase their own unique aspirations with the same fervor often granted to boys. This foundational conditioning leads to a lifetime of making excuses for why personal goals remain on the back burner. The core message is a direct challenge to this conditioning, urging readers to stop apologizing for their desires and to start building the life they genuinely want. The journey begins by dismantling the common excuses that act as barriers. One significant hurdle is the desire to blend in and avoid standing out. Many women fear that pursuing a path different from their peers, whether it's launching a business, aiming for an executive position, or dedicating time to a personal passion project, will invite judgment or mark them as outsiders. The book firmly rejects this, celebrating the idea that fulfillment comes from authenticity, not conformity. Another frequent excuse is the self-identification as not a goal-oriented person, which is reframed as a learnable skill rather than a fixed personality trait. Planning and execution are presented as muscles that can be developed with practice and the right techniques. A major practical focus is on the myth of not having enough time. The book offers a dose of tough love, asserting that time is not found but made. It encourages readers to take radical ownership of their schedules, suggesting a straightforward exercise: track every hour of your week, then identify and commit to a minimum of 5 hours dedicated solely to your goal. These hours should align with your personal energy peaks, whether you're a morning person or a night owl. This process isn't about waiting for a quiet season of life. It's about consciously prioritizing your ambition amidst existing responsibilities, which may require temporarily sacrificing less critical activities like weekday television or casual social scrolling. Beyond logistics, the book tackles the internal emotional barriers. Mommy guilt and the broader fear of being perceived as selfish are identified as particularly potent forces that derail women's progress. The narrative reframes selfishness in the context of goal pursuit as a necessary and temporary discipline, not a character flaw. It involves a conscious choice to protect your time and energy for something that matters deeply to you. This ties directly into the concern over what others will think. The advice is blunt: judgmental people will find a reason to judge regardless of your actions, so you might as well live life on your own terms. Furthermore, people are generally far less preoccupied with your choices than you might fear. Closely linked is the fear of failure, which is often less about the stumble itself and more about the perceived public humiliation. The book normalizes failure as an essential, non-negotiable part of any significant achievement. It is framed not as a verdict on your worth, but as a critical source of data and resilience. Every failed attempt is a lesson that refines your approach and strengthens your resolve, making the eventual success more meaningful. With excuses dismantled, the focus shifts to cultivating proactive behaviors. A key strategy is the power of singular focus. Instead of scattering energy across multiple aspirations, the book advocates choosing one primary goal to pursue with intensity. This concentrated effort yields faster and more substantial results, creating momentum. Another vital behavior is learning to ask for and accept help. The myth of the solitary, self-made achiever is dispelled in favor of building a support system, whether it's delegating tasks at home to carve out work time, seeking a mentor, or joining a community of like-minded individuals. Acknowledging that you can't do everything alone is positioned as a sign of strategic intelligence, not weakness. The foundation for these behaviors is built through actionable planning. One recommended method is the 10-10-1 exercise. Define where you want to be in 10 years, work backward to identify what you can achieve in 10 months to get there, and then determine the very first step you can take in the next 24 hours. This bridges the gap between a distant dream and immediate action. Goal setting must be specific and measurable, Get in Shape becomes Run a 5K in 6 months, and Start a Business becomes Complete a business plan and register the company by the end of the quarter. Finally, the book emphasizes that achievement is also supported by acquiring concrete skills. These include the art of planning and organization, mastering productivity to make the most of your dedicated time, and developing resilience to handle rejection and setbacks. Confidence is treated not as a prerequisite you must wait for, but as a natural byproduct of taking action and proving to yourself what you are capable of. The overarching promise is that by letting go of the need for external validation, embracing a mindset of ownership, and implementing these practical strategies, any woman can move from dreaming to doing. It is a guide to becoming the architect of your own life, free from apology and full of purpose.